YouTube, Jacob with Go Gear, here to do a unboxing video. Alright, so this is from Comp-Tac, USA. So, not gonna lie to you guys, the Vedder holster that I had, and the inside the waistband holster that I had ordered from them, there was only one thing I didn't like about it, and that was the metal pocket clip. So I contacted them, sent it back, and ordered the outside the waistband holster instead. I don't know if I said that. So this comes with a Comp-Tac victory card, some Smarties candy, and an Allen wrench for changing the different things. You can change the retention, change the clip. I went ahead and ordered separately. These are leather. I wanted the kind of like Raven Concealment. These are pull-the-dot snaps. I've never used these before, but they say that they only come off in one direction. So I don't know about that. Let's try. No, I'm gonna say they're not pull the dot because at least not that one. Pull the dot. Because if you watch, I guess it's supposed to be pulled like this. Of course, that's not coming off, but from the side. Well, what the fuck? That is strange. Alright, so check this out, guys. This is not on the holster at all, but if you pull, I can pull all day right here from the top, like how you would take it off, right? Oh, it still came off. You just had to pull a little harder. But watch this. From the side, you just barely mess with it and it snaps right off. But this way, well, it still comes off, and that comes off easier. Especially this one. I don't know what the hell these are supposed to be. I got them because it said that. Like, they're really hard to get off. Come right off. So, oh well. I think they're leather. They were only like $3.50. But I guess the snaps aren't as good as what everybody had told me they were going to be. Anyway, to the holster. This is the Comp-Tac Glock 26-27 that fits the TLR6 light as well. It does have a position for a cant. It already comes, as you can see. If this were my belt, it's already slightly canted forward. Looks like for a probably 10-degree cant. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, let's go get the gun real quick. Put it in there and go from there. I'll be right back. Alright, YouTube. So I had to get the gun. I already put it in the safe. I always carry it with me in the ready position, of course, but as you can see, the gun is empty. So still have the Streamlight TLR6 on it. So far after shooting this, I'm really impressed with this firearm. I love how I carry it. It stays on me. I find that it's small. I don't mind just taking it with me everywhere, throwing it in my pocket, strapping it to my side. I will say this, the one thing I didn't like about the Vedder holster, I know I said before, was the clip. I had with an SE4, had the metal clip, and put on a brand new Blackhawk CQC Riggers belt, and just from wearing it, you know, the tension from side to side, the metal actually tore into the nylon, messed up a brand new belt. I'm not kidding. I've only had the belt like 3 or 4 days or maybe a week when it happened, and it tore in there, and I didn't notice it was doing it. I was on a hunting trip, you know, just messing around, and I didn't really notice that it's doing it to it until it was too late, and it fucked up that brand new belt, so that pissed me off. And that was my one concern with the Vedder holster, was really just the clip. You know, because I didn't want to mess up a new belt. So anyway, let's try the retention out on this. Alright, so it's kind of tight because it takes the gun a little bit out of battery. One thing I really liked about this when I saw it, and I saw these before I saw Vedder, but I wanted to try Vedder out, and this may not matter to some of you guys, but something that does matter to me is the sweat guard. I'm a big guy, you know, not so hot to some people, it's hot to me. And this has a complete sweat shield. And one thing I like about it is it kind of encompasses the front. I don't know if you can see that, but it kind of rounds over right here on top of that. So, you know, I don't know, sometimes you might bump into stuff, or, you know, and what that does for me, what it makes me feel like it would do, is kind of protect that back sight. Now, that's not crucial. But it, you know, I like that. I like how it completely covers the slide of the gun. It has a spot, you know, for the slide release. I like it a lot. So, yeah, I mean, now it's just trying it on and putting it on. I'll make a video of me carrying it. I want to carry it for a little while. Something else that's kind of cool is it has huge, let me see. Huge sight. I don't know if that's a position or rail or slot. It's just a slight slot. I mean, look at the profile. I mean, that's massive. Look at it like this, where you can actually see the slide. You know, I mean, the slide's way down here, but it has spots for, like, I mean, I could put a silencer on it and have, you know, taller sights for the silencer, and it would fit. I also like how it is kind of like the Vedder, very low profile. Other than that, it lets me get a full finger grip. There's nothing right here. There's nothing in the way of the trigger, you know, or the grip. So when I come in, even with my fat fingers, I can get a full grip on the gun and draw it out. So that's kind of nice. Retention from the factory. I mean, I'm shaking it pretty hard. That gun's not coming out. So yeah, I mean, all in all, I'm excited to try it. The holster, I think I showed y'all already, but this is the holster that I've been using, waiting for this one. This is from Vedder. I did carbon fiber tan on the back with carbon fiber police blue on the front. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I've been carrying this one now for probably a month. And I mean, you have that positive snap. I mean, that gun, I mean, damn, it's not going anywhere. And I'm going to say I did upgrade to the pancake belt loop, and works great. One thing I did kind of ask Vedder to do that they didn't do is, you know, right here on the sweat guard, I mean, you can still see the slide. I mean, when that's against my body, like I said, that's going to touch my body. Again, some of you guys, this is minute, this is trivial, so just don't pay attention to this. It doesn't matter to you. You know, that's great. This is my gun, my video, my opinion, so I'm going to say it. Like, that's one thing that kind of bothers me. Now, I don't mind it so much because it is outside the waistband. It's not just right up against my body, whereas this one will be right up against my body. And the reason this kind of matters to me is because I bought an Alien Gear holster for that Glock 17 that I had, and I still have the holster. Man, and then, you know, it had a full sweat shield on it and everything, and it was great. And it was relatively comfortable. I couldn't really find a position that I liked a lot. But I took a trip from Midland to Houston, and I wore it the whole time in the car in the trip, you know, and it was fine. After a while, you know, you kind of don't notice that it's there anymore. You know, it did fine. And, you know, it's really humid in Houston compared to Midland. And one thing I did kind of notice was, you know, I wasn't necessarily sweating. I mean, I guess I was sweating, but, you know, it's just kind of humid. You're just kind of damp. And, man, I visited with we went to visit a family member that was there, and when I took the gun off that night, I took it out, I took the gun off, set it on my nightstand after my son was asleep. We were at a hotel, and pulled the gun out to put it up for the night. And when I did, I pulled the gun out, and inside here, it was just a perfect print of the gun with condensation. And I'm like, what the fuck? I took pictures, I called Alien Gear, and I'm like, hey man, what's going on? They're like, well, did you have an undershirt on? And I'm like, yeah, I had an undershirt on. Matter of fact, I had two undershirts on. And I always wear like a white undershirt, and then I wear another colored shirt to kind of go with whatever shirt I'm wearing, and then I wear my shirt. And so what I had on was, this is a, like most of my shirts, I don't know if you guys can see, but the shirt I wear, they're usually those lightweight fishing shirts. And that's partly because I'm a big guy. They're lighter, and I wore it. I had it untucked, covering the gun up, and nothing major. And the next day, I didn't get as hot. I wasn't as active. The night before we'd gone out and we'd walked around town and done some different things. And same thing again. The gun, only on the one side that was close to my body. It was just dripping. I picked the holster and it just dripped with like I'm calling condensation. It could have been sweat. I don't know. But this was the Alien Gear holster, number 2 or Model 2 or whatever. I had the neoprene with like a faux leather front, and I refused to wear it because my Glock 17 was just soaked. So I went and bought a gun cleaning kit because I didn't take one with me. I wasn't expecting to really have to use it or clean it, just to have it for in case of emergency or whatever. And lo and behold, damn, it got all wet. So I cleaned it and I did continue to use it for the rest of the trip. I had to, but. Yeah, so I'm not a fan of Alien Gear holsters. And basically what their customer service told me was just kind of to fuck off. They're like, well, what position did you carry it? If you had it at the 5 or behind your back, maybe sweat drip down your back. Because I told them, I'm a big guy. I sent pictures and stuff. And I said, no, I had it at the 330 position. Maybe 4 o'clock at the most, but I prefer to carry about 3:30. And I said, no, I had 2 undershirts on that were, against the gun. But it wasn't just against my skin, against my body. And they're like, well, that's weird. We've never had that issue before. Thanks. That was it. So that kind of pissed me the fuck off. So whatever. But that's why I prefer Kydex. It's also why I prefer Sweat Shield. I want something to kind of cover the gun. So anyway, yeah. So far, you squeeze it. Not a lot of give. Something popped down here. The retention's good out of the box. You squeeze it. There's not a lot of give to it. Let's try this one. Just because this is the only other Kydex holster I have for this gun. Not a whole lot of give to that one either. Now I will say this, the retention on this one feels way more snug. You put this gun in the holster and it snaps. It's a positive lock. Let's try this one. So it's got a good snap. I really like how there's nothing in the way here. They got it completely out of the way. That way you get a good full grip on the gun, and there's nothing protruding. It seems, truthfully, I want to say it comes out easier, like more easily than the Vedder, which is kind of nice, just for demonstration purposes, It's kind of nice to have it easy out. So anyway, yeah. Like I said, I've been rocking this one for about a month, maybe a little over a month. I'm going to try this one now. Like this one, the only thing I don't like about this one, and I knew this when I got it, was it's an outside the waistband holster. And the only thing I don't like about that, the only reason I don't like that is because, sometimes like just this past weekend, my wife and I were like, my wife likes to go on trips. So she likes to travel. My wife's been all over the world. Me, I've been to Mexico once. So anyway, but she likes to travel. So on the weekend sometimes, she gets a wild hair. She's like, hey, well, let's go somewhere. So we like to go look at the old courthouses Texas has. Like we've been to Llano and Lockhart, and we were we went to Giddings this past weekend. We went to Page, Texas, and Giddings, Texas, just to drive. There's nothing there, but just to kind of drive around. We went to Smithville and did that stuff, and it wasn't something we'd planned on doing. And so it's just, hey, quick, throw some shorts, and a shirt on and some shoes. I just wore my tennis shoes and stuff. And I got all dressed, and I'm ready to go. And then it's like, damn, I need to throw my gun on. So it's like, put this one on real quick. You got to undo your belt, which is, again, 30 seconds, right? But it's still kind of a hassle. Now this gun is way more convenient and way easier to carry in and outside the waistband holster, and this works very well. I've practiced my draws with it, and when the holster's on a belt. It really does very well as far as retention, and you can get it out easy with it. When it's not on the belt, there's nothing holding it. It's kind of hard to get out because it's pretty snug. So what I did is, I used this Galco G169H or PH286. I don't know, a couple numbers. And so what I've done here, I don't know if I made a video on this or not, I just pulled the stitching out, and that way it fits the light. And so just because we were kind of in a hurry, you know, not in a hurry, but just my wife was just ready to go, and I'm the kind of guy that if we drag ass too long, I'm just not going to do it. So I just threw it in that, and then it fits in my pant pocket. It covers the trigger guard, and I've probably put the gun in and out of this holster. I think the Glock store guy said any leather holster you need to do it 200-300 times. I counted 200 when I did it, and I've done it, you know, kind of like right now, just a couple times in between. It's a pretty snug fit, and this holster again has its flaws. When you go to draw it, you got to really make sure this part hooks on your pants, like inside your pocket, or you're not getting the gun out. You're going to pull the whole damn holster, gun and all. You know, when you go to draw, you just bring the whole holster with the gun. So that's kind of a bitch. So I don't use this one very often, but it does work. So I'm interested to try this one, because this one, if you look, is actually a little more narrow than the leather one. Now, I mean, the reason I'm pointing this out is because what I like is I could potentially just put this, throw it in my pocket to get out of the house, then when we get to where I'm going, slip it inside my pants, and then, you know, pull the clip, take it off, and then put it back in my pocket when I'm traveling or something, so it's more comfortable. That's what we're wanting to test out with this. So all in all, I'm going to tell you the fit and finish on this gun is very nice. I mean, excuse me, not the gun, on the holster. There's no rough edges. Down here, this is kind of cool. Unlike the Vedder, you know, it is a flow-through design, so if you had a threaded barrel, it would work. Now, one thing I will point out is they do kind of crimp the end. So you're not going to be able to put like a Glock 19 or a Glock 17 or anything in the same holster. I guess what you could do is maybe heat that up, you know, kind of bend it out, so you could do that. But I mean, that's personal preference. If you really get picky about it, I guess you could pick one for the Glock 19, and then you'd have a little bit extra for the Glock 26, and the Glock 17 would stick out a little bit. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. But yeah, all in all, this thing looks good. I'm interested to try this clip, because I will say this about the Vedder clip, that metal clip. It didn't move. I mean, when it was in my belt, I mean, I kept it for, you know, about a week. And I didn't wear it out, but I wear it around the house trying to get used to it. And that belt clip did not move. When you put that on your belt, the holster, I mean, when it hooked on your belt, it was set. I will say that about Vedder. And it was nothing against their quality, nothing against Vedder at all. I just was worried about the clip, because I'm a big guy when I move and stuff. You know, that this clip, you know, kind of pushes against my belt. And I didn't want to screw up another belt. So, and anyway, that's another story, because I already screwed up that belt, so I'm doing something different. But anyway, yeah, Jacob Good Deal Gear with my first impressions and unboxing of the Comp-Tac G2627 TLR6 compatible inside the waistband. I think this is the Comp-Tac, what the hell is it called? Comp-Tac Infidel Max with lighter laser for the Glock 2627 TLR. It's a right-handed model, and I got the 1.5 inch belt clip. So anyway, yeah, I'm pretty impressed with it. I'll use it and do a video on it here later. So Jacob Good to Go Gear. Remember to keep your edges sharp, your gear old and good to go, because you never know when you're going to need it. Also, please subscribe. So yeah, Jacob Good to Go Gear. Thanks.